So, you want to know how to un-F up your life. So, a little background knowledge. Um, back in the winter, this past winter time, January to about, not even January, I would say from like maybe September. September is usually when I start like doing my bulks and stuff, right? Probably not going to do a bulk in September this year. But last September, I went on a bulk, lean bulk. Started out a lean bulk, but over time, got a little bit comfortable. Like I started eating a little bit dirtier. Started eating more like Timmy's every day, cookies, donuts and shit. Like don't get me wrong, like my diet was like it wasn't as bad as it was back in 2020. It's just that you know I was a little bit more like lenient. I got complacent with it. I was eating for the sake of bulking, right? I was just eating for the sake of the bulk. I wouldn't say I was dirty and bulking, but in the beginning it started off not bad. And then I would say about like maybe December till about January-ish into February, March, that's when it started to get a little bit dirtier. It wasn't quite a dirty bulk, but you know, there was a fair amount of cheat meals, and I was slipping into some like bad habits, like I was eating kind of like a lot of junk, like a little bit more junk food than I should have, you know, not doing cardio as much as I should have, And I don't know, in this time period, I felt like a lot like less energy too. And like during this time, I felt like a lot less energy, heavier, unfocused. You know what I mean? Like staying up late, what I mean, scrolling, you know, I was beginning to go back, beginning to like, feel like an NPC a little bit. I was becoming a little bit of an NPC. You know, like I was still focused on like my stuff and all that, but I don't know. I just noticed these little small habits were kind of tripping me up. And then when I went on a cut when I started my cut in about I would say like March, April, that's when I noticed. That's when I began to kind of go through another phase where I started to recreate myself again. I started doing more cardio, cut down my calories, went into calorie deficit, got a little bit more leaner, and I even like I'm starting to like cut out slowly. It's work in progress. I'm starting to cut out the bad habits. I'm going to Tim Hortons less cheap meals. It was hard. It was hard to like get back to that state to where like I actually like now that I'm on a cut and everything, and like I'm eating better, and like I actually feel like I have a lot more energy, especially now that I've been doing a lot more cardio. I feel like I have a lot more energy, and I've been doing a lot more like 5K runs. Recently, I joined a run club. You know what I mean? I started doing that. I feel like I have a lot more energy. I started doing more sprinting, and where I'm going with all this is that if you want to unmess up your life, you gotta make. In order to un-f up your life, you gotta kind of f up your life, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is that I feel like you gotta make your life, you have to make life difficult for yourself. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you gotta do things that are very difficult to do, right? Because I feel like in discomfort and like when you make stuff hard for yourself, you actually like grow. For example, like I started doing like 5K runs. So I'll do 5K runs like 3 times a week, and then I'll sprint once a week. You know what I mean? Like I'm pushing myself. I'm pushing myself to where it's uncomfortable. Running 5K, that was really uncomfortable for me to do, but I did it. Because of that, I've seen growth. Now the 5K is getting easier and easier. I'm stopping less. You know what I mean? I would stop for like a break and then I'd run again. I think now I only stop like once during the 5K. Like the goal is to make yourself uncomfortable to where the discomfort is you just become like the calm in the storm. You know what I mean? You become like the rock in the storm, if that makes sense, right? You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. For example, like cold showers. Like I'm pretty sure they boost your testosterone levels, and doing stuff like that, like controlling your breathing. You'll feel uncomfortable, but in time you'll be able to be okay with the discomfort. That's the thing. If you want to un-f up your life, you have to make yourself uncomfortable. You have to be able to you have to be able to like let discomfort not phase you. You have to get to the point where you're used to being uncomfortable. You have to I think as a man, you have to constantly make life hard for yourself. Not hard for yourself in a way where it's like, you know, you're doing dumb things to make yourself like you're not setting yourself up for failure, but you're actually setting yourself up for success, if that makes sense. You're doing the hard things that it's doing the tough things that are actually like good for you, but it's the things that are good for you that you're avoiding, and it takes a lot of effort, but the ROI is high, rather than the instant gratification things that they feel good in the moment, but then the ROI is so low that it's actually like a negative. I wonder if is there a word for negative ROI, like return on investment, or like a decline, a DOI, or like a decline on investment, or what do you call it? It takes away from the ROI. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I wonder if there is a term. Let me know down in the comment if there's a term for that. But you'll actually notice the decline if you just engage in a lot of instant gratification. By the way, if you're looking to like build your physique this year and you're trying to get jacked and you don't really know where to start and you're not sure how to start your fitness journey, hit that link in the description. I can help you out with that. I'm the guy for that, and we'll hop on a call and we'll make your fitness goals a reality. But with that being said, like if you want to make your fitness goals a reality, you gotta recreate yourself, and I feel like the key also to recreating yourself, like I talked about before, is that resistance. And that resistance is making life hard for yourself. So you have to ask yourself these next 4 months, like, can't you believe that like 2024 flew like this, right? And we only got a couple months left of the year. And in these couple months, you got to recreate yourself so you set that momentum for 2025. Like, so you have to find the way to make these next months difficult for yourself in a way that forces you to grow, right? So you have to find a way to make your life difficult so that you can grow and build that momentum in 2025. Like, what is the difficult things that you need to do in the next couple months to make yourself to recreate yourself? Because recreating yourself, there's always going to be resistance, and the key to recreating yourself is about embracing the resistance, embracing it. You have to embrace the hard times. You have to embrace suffering, because through suffering is growth, right? You have to make yourself suffer, push yourself in the gym. You have to feel pain. You have to feel that, because through the pain, through the delayed gratification is growth. And you actually feel a lot better when you delay gratification rather than engage in the instant gratification, because it actually messes you up. The scrolling on IG, you know, doing things that aren't good for you, playing video games, or being addicted to like bad vices and stuff. Like, you have to find a way to like delay gratification and make life difficult for yourself so you can grow. Because I feel like any type of growth is difficult. Recreating yourself is difficult. It's a lot of resistance. It's a lot of pain. But at the end of the tunnel, become something. You'll become something majestic. You know what I mean? Like a butterfly is a caterpillar at first, right? And through that process, I'm pretty sure it's a painful process. You know what I mean? Like they're recreating themselves in a little cocoon. Like right now, you're in a cocoon, and you gotta figure out a way to like, okay, what are you gonna do in that time in that cocoon, right? You gotta make life difficult for yourself before you emerge into what you want to be, right? So yeah, that's all I got for this video really today. Is like, how are you gonna make life difficult for yourself in these next 4 months? How are you gonna push yourself in these next 4 months? Maybe it's running 5K. I'm running 5K right now. Maybe it's cold showers. Maybe it's less scrolling. You know what I mean? It's whatever it is. Like, whatever is the instant gratification thing for you, you got to find a way to cut that out and make yourself suffer so that you can grow at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, that's all I really got today. Make sure you hit that link in the description if you want to book a one-on-one coaching call, see if it makes sense to work together to make your fitness goals a reality. And yeah, make sure you send this to someone who needs to hear it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Like this shit up, like it up, like it up, like it up. I see you guys watching, but you're not liking. Like this shit up, bro. Like it up, like it up. And remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.